Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about bedding. The bedding in your bedroom, why I think having high quality bedding can literally change your life. And I'm going to give you an amazing coupon code for my personal favorite bedding brand. And we're going to compare that bedding brand to a couple of other brands so that you can decide for yourself what's best for you and your family. And I'm really glad that you're here. So before we get started, full disclaimer, I did partner with Boll to make today's video. They reached out several months ago. They sent me all of this beautiful bedding. They also sent me some sheets from other brands so I could compare and contrast, which I thought was pretty plucky, right? Plucky, showed a lot of pluck maybe. Gumption, if you want to go with that word, because what if I like the other brands better? Because both of the other brands are either the same price or even slightly cheaper, but they felt really strongly that theirs would stand up. And so they were like, let us send you that. You can compare and contrast, sleep on all of it, wash all of it, and see what you think. So I'm going to give you the results of that in just a minute. But the thing I'm most excited about is not only did they give me this beautiful bedding set, but they are also offering it to you in a special bundle. There will be a link down in the description box, and they are giving you 25% off. I've seen 10%, I've seen 15%. 25 is huge, and the code is JoyfulLiving25. So if you've been in the market for new sheets, if you were ready for maybe a new duvet cover, I think that's the part of this. We already had really beautiful Boll sheets, but I was in desperate need of a new duvet and duvet cover, and you all know how I feel about a proper duvet. It's a very big deal. So we've had this on our bed now for, I think, going on 3 months, and I have just been so happy with it. But before we get into all of that, comparing and contrasting sheets, how to decide which bedding brand to choose, I want to talk about the quality of sleep and why, if you're not getting good sleep, it really trickles into every other area of your life. You all are some of the hardest working people I have ever met. I talk to you in DMs and in comments. I know that you are caregivers for children and aging parents and rescued pets, and you're taking care of your neighbors and your partners, and you are working at work, and you come home at the end of every day and you're exhausted. And then bonus, some of you are not getting good quality sleep, either because you have young kids or maybe because you're going through menopause. That would be me. And that can be a big struggle. There's temperature regulation issues in the middle of the night. What is on your bed, I think, really means the difference between getting a great night's sleep and getting a poor night's sleep. I want you to evaluate your bedding situation right now. So if you're driving or you're at work and your boss doesn't know you're watching this video, whatever, I want you to just envision your bed at home, or if you're at home, go ahead and walk into your bedroom and take a look. Is it stained? Are there holes? Is it warm enough for you? Is it cool enough for you? Is it comfortable? Does the color work for you anymore? Do you feel like when you come into your room at the end of the day, you're taking like a happy sigh because you have this sumptuous and yummy bed that is ready for you for relaxation, for rejuvenation, and for a beautiful night's sleep? If you answered yes to all those, you don't even need to watch the rest of this video. If, however, you answered not so much, if it is time for an upgrade, I'm going to walk you through the steps of how I personally chose the bedding that we chose, and then how the bedding that I chose compares to 2 other major brands, and which one I would choose and which one I would recommend to you. So 4+ years ago, it was definitely time to upgrade our bedding. And it was brought to my attention the atrocities that happen in the textile industry on every level. And so I was on the lookout for a brand that I knew was non-toxic, I preferred organic, and also a brand that participated in fair trade. We really want to make sure that where we are getting our clothes and our textiles from, that the people working in those factories are being paid a living wage and that they are in safe working conditions. And a lot of brands will say that, but there's only a few that have fair trade certification. So when I was on the hunt for those things, Boll & Branch was the first brand that came to mind. Now, they are pricey. Prior to buying Boll and Branch, I would just go to whatever big box store, buy whatever was on sale. My mom had always taught me to look for thread count, but nowadays thread count is not as important as thread quality, and that's something you can read up on all over the internet. Back in the day, you know, it was the higher the thread count, the softer the sheets. In my experience, that's no longer the case. The thread quality is really the most important thing. So Boll and Branch is where I landed. Now, they did send me sheets from two other brands, Parachute and also Brook Linen. And I will tell you, I have been sleeping on the job. For the past several weeks, we have been trying out all three of the different brands. I've washed them multiple times. I've put them on the bed multiple times. I didn't tell Scott when I would change them out, and I didn't think he would notice, but shockingly he did with one of the brands. And I want to talk to you about comparing and contrasting these different high luxury brands. So let's start with the certifications I talked about. All three brands that I looked at are OEKO-TEX certified. I had to look at my notes. OEKO-TEX, OEKO/TEX 100 certified. That means that they have been tested to be free from over 300 chemicals, so you can rest assured they are toxin and chemical free. Okay, so all three brands meet that standard. That's very important to me. The second qualification was, are they fair trade certified? Boll and Branch is the only one that guarantees that all of their products are fair trade certified. Parachute says some of their products are. I know their rugs are fair trade certified, but I could not find anywhere that their sheets were fair trade certified. And Brook Linen, there was no certification at all for being fair trade. Okay, so that right off the bat was something that would keep me from buying those other two brands. But let's move into some other categories. Let's talk about what was it like when I opened the different products. Now, one of my favorite things about Boll and Branch sheets is the way that they are presented. So I have given these as gifts to friends, to my mom, and when you open the box, it's just this beautiful presentation. It's packed with tissue. It's a gorgeous box, and it makes it a really, really nice gift. Parachute was not really, there was no presentation. It was just wrapped in plastic. And then Brook Linen, I really did like their presentation. They had a really nice box. It was wrapped with a nice ribbon, so they got really high marks for that. When it comes to price, Boll and Branch is the most expensive of the three brands. Now, it depends on what type of sheets you're looking for. With the signature hemmed cotton, I like to compare apples and apples when I can. Brook Linen is priced around the same. Parachute was priced a little bit less. You can find different deals and offers on the three brands, but by and large, Boll and Branch is the more expensive. Not by a lot. We're talking like maybe $10, $15, but it is slightly more expensive. For me personally, that fair trade certification makes it worth it. And keep in mind, we haven't even talked about how the sheets feel yet. So now let's get into that. When I first opened the other two brands, they did feel as soft as my Boll and Branch sheets. If you blindfolded me and you had me feel all three of the sheets, I don't think I could tell you which one was Boll and Branch, which one was Parachute, and which one was Brook Linen. So all three seemed really good. It's only upon washing that I noticed a difference. Now, one thing I will say, the Parachute sheets, I woke up multiple times warm, which I have never had happen with my Boll and Branch sheets. And Scott woke up warm with the Brook Linen sheets, which he also has not done with our Boll and Branch sheets. So that is something to consider. That's just our personal opinion. They're all three good quality sheets, but we did feel like the Boll and Branch was slightly softer and definitely felt more breathable to both of us. And I have to say, it's really bizarre that Scott noticed it at all, because he normally doesn't, I mean, he falls asleep and he doesn't notice any of that kind of thing. So that's just something for you to keep in mind. The other thing I will say is I always wash our sheets on hot. I'm sorry, Boll and Branch says not to, so does Parachute, so does Brook Linen. It says to wash them on cold, but we are people that let our dogs in our beds. Now, if that is offensive to you, I apologize. You do you. your life. But we rescue dogs, and there are dogs in this bed. So having the ability to wash my sheets on hot is very important to me, because kind of incongruently, I love the dogs on the bed, and also I'm kind of a germaphobe. So I always wash our sheets on hot, and I always dry them on the hottest setting, and I have done so for years. My Boll and Branch sheets, I've been doing that now for almost 5 years, weekly washing. There is no wear and tear. They are not pilling. There's no holes, no problems whatsoever. I am a little concerned about how the other two brands will hold up. Brooklinen in particular, in their actual pamphlet, suggested that you upgrade your sheets every 2 years. And that kind of shocked me, because I've had these Boll and Branch sheets going on 5 years, and they're still not only in great condition, they're softer than when I originally purchased them. So I thought that was a little strange. All three brands are good. All three companies are good. In my personal opinion, though, the Boll and Branch sheets not only were softer and more breathable, but they also fit slightly better, and there was better overhang on either side of our king size bed. We do have a pillow top king size mattress, a premium mattress. So in the past, I had struggled with fitted sheets just not really comfortably fitting. And all three sets do have that nice deep pocket. Boll and Branch was the only one that had a full 17-inch pocket on the fitted sheet. And I really felt like wrapped around super securely. So if that's important to you, that's something to keep in mind. I really found this process to be super eye-opening and also very time-consuming. And it made me realize I never want to work in a hotel, because I stripped and washed this bed over and over and over again. And you do start to feel a little bit like in the eye test, where you're like, is this softer or is this softer? Is this softer or is this softer? But I can tell you, after extensive research, that I have no intentions of moving to any of these other bedding brands. Boll and Branch still is going to get my money. I am still very, very happy with all of the beautiful bedding. I have purchased them in the past. So happy they gave me this bedding. I will purchase them in the future, and I was just very excited and honored to be working with them for this video. All right, so don't forget, if you want your own set of Boll and Branch sheets, if you're interested in this entire bundle, all of it can be found down in the description box. And don't forget to use the coupon code JOYFULLIVING25 for 25% off of your purchase. Makes a fantastic holiday gift, but most importantly, I hope you are buying beautiful bedding for you, so that you can come home every day, you can rest, you can feel luxurious, and even if everything else goes wrong, you know you have a beautiful, comfortable, breathable, high quality, ethical bed that is waiting for you at the end of the day. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. It's been an honor to have you here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.